Got this guy here, nice little evergreen, and he was actually the runt of the litter, believe it or not. I'm going to show you what that pond water does to stuff. You see, my friend of the family, I call him uncle, but he's not really my uncle, but John, he owns a tree nursery, and he was getting rid of a bunch of plants, and we literally got like 2 truckloads, these little evergreens. Not sure what type they are or anything like that, but they were free. He was getting rid of them. He needed to get rid of them. He was either he was going to burn them, but we got 2 truckloads of these guys, and we just planted them all around the property, and they're going to get up nice and tall, make a nice little windbreak. And you got them all back there along that edge. But you can see how big these guys are. Well, that one by the koi fish pond was probably about this tall. These guys were just a little bit bigger. They were probably about here. And that's how much they've grown in a year. Because they got to get their roots established, and the soil is not very rich, so they get a get a slow jump start. But I mean, he was just this rinky-dinky little thing. Had to trim off a bunch of dead branches and stuff, and I planted him over there, and everything grew over top of him. And I started pulling out that hose from the fountain and watering him with the water from the koi fish pond, and you can see now how much of a difference that makes. I mean, I'm at eye level right here. I won't blind you about the sun, but that's how much a difference that pond water makes. I mean, that is a sturdy little tree there. I mean, he just loves that pond water. It's kind of a new thing out on the internet. Well, not new, but getting more and more popular. The aquaponics, where you just use fish water to. A lot of people grow tilapia, and they use the fish water to grow plants with, and strawberries, and which is what this thing is here. But oh lordy, these things get everywhere. This is Joseph's coat. Pretty little plant, but very invasive. I mean, you got these little seed pods on here. You can't really see it because this focus on this thing sucks, and get rid of that guy. That's Joseph's coat. There's little seed pods right there. They're like stickers, but they don't get all pointy. They get into the soil, and wherever they go, it will grow. So I toss these guys in the compost heap and let them burn up and cook up. And actually, I'm going to set him down here on the stone and let him get burnt out. But yeah, this guy's been neglected. Whoa, wow. He had a really good root system going. So, but yeah, he didn't get watered for a couple days and about died. I mean, you can see that all the dead stuff down here, which I need to pick out, but I'm not going to do that while I got the camera in my hand. He needs to get watered more often, but like I said, I just got a new schedule, so there's a change. And I'm going to give you a little once round on everything out here. Our little yard circle bed. Got some gladiolas. There's a bunch more, but you know, this summer heat's killed most of them off, so they're down there below the ground. Got some nice whites, reds, some dark maroon, purplish gladiolus, whatever you want to call them. And then we got one of those rose bushes. I mean, he got burnt out a couple of days ago, but he's still kicking. And we just had some rain, so he's probably going to get a jump start here. I've been keeping the bottom trimmed off, trying to thicken this guy up, try to turn him into a little tree. But, you know, go figure, get him trimmed up, and all of a sudden the heat wave kicks in, so we all know how that goes. Got a little baby Christmas tree. It's a couple years old. I mean, pretty much just barely hung in there the first couple years. You know, he was hurting bad, but he's getting a nice little jump start. He's just now getting some roots established, so he's put on a lot of growth this year. I gotta weed that too. And over here we got Empress tree. I think the technical term is Royal Paulina or Paulina, but kind of a pretty tree. Gets up there pretty good, fast growing. I mean, you cut this thing off at the base, most of the time they'll grow right back. And but it's the soil is a little acidic for them. But this is the second year in the ground. I mean, you'll see on YouTube these things haul butt, but he doesn't like this soil, so I got to keep him fed pretty good. His little brother over there, no, he didn't die. I thought he died, but I see some green over there. Like I said, these things are hardy. They'll hang in there. Not very pretty to look at, but yeah, he's still kicking. I mean, you can see where he was actually. We just cut him off at the base because he wasn't making it, but this little guy sprouted back. All that rain we got the other day is doing him some good. Determined little turd. Our little garden windmill. And you know how I said we pulled up all those roses? Well, we didn't even plant these. We just threw them over here out of the way, and they started growing again. I mean, you can literally clip these things off and put them in the ground, just stick them in the ground, and they'll grow again. But you can see how thick those branches were. This is only a couple years old. This thing was just taking over everything. We just hacked it up, and we just pulled the stuff out, ripped it out, and tossed it over here in kind of a little hole that was here. We sweep or rake all the vines in. Not the vines, but the leaves. Still waking up. Bear with me. And he started growing again. Like I said, doesn't take much for these guys. And you got the woods, and we just cleared out those woods. I mean, this stuff was growing way out past the limbs. All the freaking undergrowth and stuff. David, my stepdad, went through here and sprayed some stuff, which I don't like spraying. I don't believe in spraying, but you know, he works for so many lawn maintenance companies and stuff over the years. I mean, he loves doing that, but he ain't gonna do that on my property. So I'm gonna try to go all natural if I can. A few artificial things here and there, but I mean, all this stuff. I mean, we found these trees. You couldn't even see these trees. That's how bad this stuff was growing up. Vines everywhere. We had to take down a bunch of vines. And poison ivy everywhere. I hate poison ivy. I am very allergic to it, and it gets me just. I got it on my face one time, and I look like something out of Phantom of the Opera. Actually, that was in basic training when I was in the Army. But this little plant here, I do believe this is a beautyberry bush. And we've had this thing for years. It's these beautiful purple little berries on it. They're all green, brand new, but they'll just be all over the branches. Birds love them. Actually, I'm not sure if they eat them or not, but I've seen a couple birds in this bush. I retract that statement. I'll take it back. That statement will be edited. I don't know, I'll just leave it in, just for their entertainment. We got a bunch of those bushes in here, and people pay money, they order them. Now this stuff just grows wild all over the place, so I'm not paying like $12, $20 for bushes I could just get out of here, the wood line. But they are pretty. I mean, this guy's doing really good. We had to dig him out. He was covered in vines, so it's just, he's doing very well. He's loving this rain we've been getting. Of course, northern Florida, that's all we do get is rain. And family got a pile of fill dirt about a month or two ago, and it was just full of crap. I mean, just rocks and shells and stuff, but there's always a use for that stuff. I'll find something useful to do with it, and you will see me turn a negative into a positive. I've been come out here with the weed eater after the weeds getting up and toss it in compost. I mean, I've gotten quite a bit of compost off this heap, so there's a positive. But I can do something with these rocks, make a nice little raised bed or something nice.